Thank you all for coming out and celebrating with us for our homecoming weekend. We ask our students to nominate the best representatives in their grade for leadership abilities, student spirit, and overall character. At this time, we would like to honor top nominees in each grade. First up, we have our freshmen, Gian Lavazzi and Chloe Rosado. Timothy Lentini and Carly Gallagher. Joe Zorro and Rebecca Ramirez. And Daniel Keenan and Aaliyah Ramos. Now for our sophomores, Billy Torres and Nikki Nota Francisco.
All right, Mr. Wendelak taking us through the cars here. Let's just listen in.
Matt White and Summer Lopez.
Summer Lopez, JT Veer.
And Sharon Durant and Ali Mazza.
Ali Mazza, another JT Veer.
And now our juniors, Aiden Alderson and Ali Kofinas. Anthony Capasso and Jade Rivera. Andrew Galloway and Jillian Capasso. And Daniel Sofield and Taj Young.
We see the cars coming around the corner here.
And now, here come our seniors!
Here comes the first car, senior car, represented by...
Our first couple is Jeff Barone and Emma Duffy. Jeffrey is president of the Interact Club, a member of Voices, and a current member of the Society for the Prevention of Teen Suicide. He is also in World Language National Honor Society, which is muy caliente. This is his second year in the homecoming court, but it will be his fourth year dropping it low. He plans on going to Arcadia University after graduating with the intentions of studying psychology. Emma is part of many things at Jackson Liberty. She's in the Science National Honor Society, the Secretary of the National Honor Society, and the Vice President of the Math Honor Society. She is the captain of the varsity tennis team and is very involved in the Jackson Liberty's team tech and is very excited for us to get in Nashville this spring. She is also Vice President of her class. She's interested in the medical field, and her goal is to become a physician's assistant in the future.
And there it is.
Our next couple, Jack
Hemhauser, the next car, there it is.
Jack is very involved at Jackson
Listen in to
Liberty.
Mr. Wendelak describe these characters.
National Honor Society and actively participates in the Digital Media program, in which he flew out to California to compete nationally last year. He is a six-sport varsity athlete, lettering in soccer, tennis, cornhole, can jam, ping pong, and chess. His plans for after high school are to go to college while becoming rich and famous.
Let's stay with the people we're talking about here.
Has become a three-sport varsity athlete.
Nope, still talking about Jack Hemhauser and company.
She is currently the captain of the gymnastics. She is a member of Science National Honor Society and Key Club. After high school, she plans to go to college majoring in nursing. Our next couple, James Meyer and
Convertible. Let's go to the red convertible now.
James takes part in many different activities at Liberty.
The red convertible in the middle.
Trian Music Honor Society and World Language Honor Society. He also participates
And
in
they're out.
field hockey and girls lacrosse. The Drama Club is a member of the TV Tech, where he recently went to the annual STN convention. He also joined cheerleading for the first senior
Talking
year.
about James Meyer right now.
First male cheerleader at Liberty. Jordan is an active member of Life at Liberty, is involved in many clubs, including National Honor Society, Trian Music Honor Society, and Drama, and is the current vice
And
president
James
of the
Meyer
Jackson Liberty
standing
Choir.
out there in line.
Having a challenging academic schedule,
You can
Jordan
see
also
James
performs
lined up
regularly
in the
school
sides
productions as well as
with
at Barnegat
the rest of the
Hall in New York
group.
City, and eventually wants to work in the music industry. This is her second year on the homecoming court and hopes to fulfill her legacy as Wendy Wu. Our last couple, Max Matisse and Mary Lynn
And there
Moore.
they are, Mary Lynn and Max.
Is a fourth-year varsity lacrosse starter. He's undecided for where he wants to go to college, but he does plan to continue playing lacrosse. His hobbies include taking long walks on the beach and spending his Saturdays with the boys.
There the older folks are right there.
Is involved in many clubs in Jackson Liberty, some of which include Dark, Voices, Lighthouse, and Yearbook. She is also involved in the Drama Club and will be playing Susan in this year's fall show. This is her second year being student body president and third year being nominated for homecoming. She recently got accepted to Florida Gulf Coast University, where she intends to attend in the fall. Here is your 2017 homecoming court. Let's hear it for all the nominees.
And there they have it, the homecoming court. We'll give you a nice pan across everyone. That group right there in the center, the seniors, and some underclassmen to the right, or rather to the left, I apologize. As we bring our camera left to get a look at some of those other folks. There they are.
And this year's Battle of the Classes.
There it is, underclassmen homecoming court. And it's time for us now to bring to you the Jackson Liberty's halftime show.
Now direct your attention to the field. The award-winning Jackson Liberty High School Liberty Lion Band will present their 2017 show, Mountain of Majesty. Drum majors. Eric Heitman, Paige Shields, and Chris Wood. Is the band ready? Jackson Liberty Band, you can take the field and halftime entertainment. Mr. Capers, turn it up. Mr. Capers, turn it up. Turn it up.
From the Atlantic to the Pacific, from the Gulf to the
Hey, I'm gonna be back in just a minute. Have a few technical issues to work through, so let's enjoy this Jackson Liberty halftime show.
America is more than red, white, and blue. We are Purple Mountain's majesty and amber waves of green. The Shenandoah River.
All right, there it is, the Jackson Liberty award-winning halftime show. We're going to take a break for a public service announcement. When we come back, we'll have the second half for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Get those 50-50 tickets. And make those last-second purchases at the concession stand. Also, girls soccer, selling tubs of popcorn. Go get the popcorn. Melts in your mouth. here come the Lions!
All right, we're back underway here for the second half. I'm Harry Ferrum. We apologize, our stream dropped out. Seems to me an 11-year-old thought it would be a really good idea to unplug our bus from the power supply. And a recap of the game so far, we got the Barnegat Bengals up 7-0 over Liberty in the first half. A late second quarter score there by the Bengals, the only score for the day. The keys to today's game are the defense, and we can get ready to toss things to our sideline reporter in just a minute. And both teams pretty much ready to go here. And things have gotten a little darker around here as far as conditions go, for sure. Jackson Liberty getting every penny spent on that electric bill for the evening. Mr. Wendelak, our home PA announcer, did a great job with the homecoming.
We would like to take a moment and recognize the outstanding AYC girls cheering on the track tonight with the Jackson Liberty cheerleaders. We wish them the best of luck, as many of them are going to compete later this month. Please put your hands together for these fine young ladies.
Coach
Aaron H., Madison C., Emma R., Mariah W.
Coach Wendelak talking about the girls cheerleading team.
Kristen D., Stella S., Ava G., Madison M., Ava H., Gisela W., Abigail M., Amelia M., Grace K.
There they are, pride of the Lions.
Victoria F., Olivia L., Michaela C., Michaela P., Jada P., Morgan C., Madison C., Isabella Q., and Samantha. Welcome, ladies.
All right, and the Lions set to kick off the second half. Bengals ready to receive. Had an interesting discussion with Bob Davies about how it doesn't matter what level of broadcasting you have, things have a tendency to go wrong. We're just talking about a recent collegiate event that he had that things didn't go quite so well for the instant replay equipment. So we apologize for our technical problems tonight, Bob, and let's hope we get a smooth ride the rest of the way.
Yeah, we had quite a story that day. Our switcher went down, but thankfully the camera that it went down on was actually the replay machine. So we switched angles for the rest of the game on the replay machine.
Oh, Bob Davies, that's what I call being creative. Well done, my friend.
It was a tough one.
All right, here we go. Set to kick off. What do you think the keys to the second half are?
I think exactly like they were in the first half. You got to play well in the trenches. Liberty has to get the ball moving, though. That offense hasn't been picking up a lot of first downs, moving the chains throughout this game. But they had some success on the ground towards the end of that first half. If they can keep that up, stay on schedule, they should be in a good spot.
Caleb Schaefer on the run back.
Schaefer on the return.
And the Bengals are going to take over. First and 10 on the 28-yard line.
First down for the Bengals.
This is going to be an exciting matchup for the rest of this game. Defense, really the strength of this Lions team, and Barnegat is a team that historically has put together some really good offenses. Haven't moved the ball so well tonight, but they've got offense in their bloods.
Yeah, I find it interesting how teams tend to gravitate towards being good at a particular thing over long periods of time. It's not easy to keep a facet of your game going for year after year as players change.
Absolutely. That's the real difficulty in high school, is that you don't get to pick the players. Guys like us in college, we can pick the players. Down here in high school, you just have to deal with the cards you're dealt. I know it's changed up a little bit since I was in school. There is more of a transfer aspect to the high school game now, which has been good and bad, has its pros and cons. But yeah, you got to deal with what you got and try and mold it. So that's why you do see teams that have one stronger tendency or the other, is because there's so many moving parts. You really have to pick one that you're going to mold.
Tony, we've got a timeout here on the field as a Liberty player is being tended to. Could take a look at the replay, see if we could figure out what happened there. But a little problem with. We'll have to get back with that. Having some problems with our replay gear right now.
Never something you want to see a player going down on the field, but it's a violent game, you know, and these things happen. The rules have been implemented to try and limit these, but unfortunately it's a part of the game.
Yep, we've got a sideline interview for us since we have a minute, so let's send it off to our sideline reporter in just a second. Again, this is a violent game, and I've got it ready now, so why don't we toss it to our sideline reporter, Emily. Emily, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with a middle schooler from McAuliffe.
Hi.
What brings you to the Liberty homecoming game?
Well, it's mostly about support for the school, you know, and also the love for the game of football.
All right. That's a nice guitar you got there. Would you be willing to play us a song? All right.
It's not going to sound all that
All right, that is awesome. Thank you guys so much, and we're going to throw it back to you in the booth.
All right, thanks, Emily. As we're players still down on the field. Folks are taking a knee. Good opportunity maybe for us to discuss, you know, the health of football in America.
Yeah, it's certainly become a growing concern, the studies into concussions and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's a violent game. And knowing what we know now and the rules that are being implemented, I mean, I look at when I was playing in high school and then through college and then the kids I'm coaching now in college and the way that technology is advanced and just the helmets. I mean, if I were to put on a helmet that I wore my freshman year of high school as opposed to the helmet that I wore last season as a senior in college, it is night and day how far these things have come. The rules that are implemented. So I'm coaching up at Princeton right now, and in the Ivy League, you don't go live in practice. There's 0 live tackling in practice. We only wear pads 2 days a week. You know, all these sorts of rules, no more two-a-days across all of college football that are being put in place. Kickoff rules. A lot of leagues now adopting different kickoff rules where they'll kick off from the 40-yard line to try and induce more touchbacks because so many concussions happen on kickoff returns where people are jamming into each other with a full head of speed.
Yeah, kickoffs tend to be a big problem, and we're getting ready to go underway here as Liberty players helped off the field.
Looks like a leg injury for whoever was carted off there.
That was nearly intercepted there. Ryan Finnegan throws that one a little bit short.
They're going to have to complete those balls if they want to have a chance of moving the ball against this Liberty defense. They are selling out against the run. There's no deep safety. It's 0 coverage across the board, and that's just validating this defensive approach. If you're a defensive coordinator and that ball falls incomplete, even if the guy was open, you're on the sideline saying, great, it's 3rd and 10.
Nice move. That's Joseph Harrod on the grab. And that's going to give the Bengals a first down as they pick up about 30 yards on the play. Here's the replay.
That's a nice move. Got to make the first guy miss. If you're a ball carrier and you're worth your salt, you don't get brought down by the first guy to the party.
That's so telling of so many of the best receivers or running backs that make that first guy, even that second guy miss.
Man coverage again on the outsides by Liberty. And really that's the difference. When you look at prolific offenses and offenses that struggle, It's having I know it sounds simple, but it's having playmakers who can make guys miss. Nobody's running any plays that are any better than anybody else's. Nobody's out thinking a defense any better than anybody else's. The difference is when a team like the New England Patriots throws a quick screen on the edge, that guy makes 3 guys miss and runs for 15 yards. When the Cleveland Browns do it, he gets tackled for 3 yards. And that's a huge difference.
The Danny Amendolas of the world.
Yeah, exactly. Pushing the pile.
Pile's still going.
It's really impressive. Keep the legs churning, young fella.
Pick of about 15 on that. Initially, that carry didn't look like it was going anywhere. Playing the hurry up here.
This is a great weapon for any offense. When you can call plays back-to-back like this, a 3-play series or a 2-play series, and just line up, and they're going to be stopped just short of the goal line here. And you can already see, look at 65 for Barnegat, just waving his hand. Go, 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 run it again.
How big a weapon is the tempo in this?
Tempo has become the latest, not the latest, greatest thing in college football. It's become the thing in college football. And here they go again, playing fast, and that's going to be a Bengal touchdown. That's what it is. It's all about tempo now. People talk about spread, no-huddle offenses. You don't even have to be spread. If you can play with tempo, it is unbelievable the advantages that it grants you.
I've seen even a lot of pro teams are looking at going to hurry-up offenses. Aaron Rodgers so good at getting right to the line. Also good at pulling teams off sides.
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic with the hard count. But the Bengals are going to go up right here with that series of plays, and they're up. And the extra point is good. It's 14-0 Barnegat as the Bengals get in the end zone again with a combination of some solid passing and some gutsy running as we see the extra point here.
And just going back to tempo, what makes tempo so dangerous as we look at a 13-0 game here, 14-0, excuse me, what makes tempo so dangerous is that in the old school way of thinking with football, right, you huddle up, quarterback calls the play, maybe 2 plays in the huddle. You get to the line, he has a menu of audibles that he can call based on the look. So if you want to take an outside run, for example, and they're bringing a blitz off the edge, well, he's going to go and check that to an inside run. And it takes time to do that. The new school thought has become, if we play fast enough and we win the game between the snaps, which is from the time the ball carrier is tackled to the time the next play gets run, if we beat them in that period of time and get lined up quicker than they do, then it doesn't matter if we're running into a bad look because they're not going to be ready. And not only that, they're going to be tired.
Oh, it's exhausting to run against an offense that is running a hurry-up or running an up-tempo offense. Really is, and it limits the amount of substitution that you can get away with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, a lot of times you're getting stuck in personnel packages that you wouldn't want to run against a particular offense.
It's funny how things in football go from being just a little trend to just completely taking over the game. You think back to Chip Kelly when he was at Oregon, even before that when he was at New Hampshire. And he was doing all these things, and people said, well, he's a mad scientist, he's a wacko, he's crazy, it's never going to work. He has quite literally changed the entire game of football. The way it's played, the way teams practice, the science that goes into it, as the returner finally rounded up there on about the 25-yard line.
I saw a very interesting 30 for 30 on ESPN last year about a high school football coach that never punts.
Yep. That's
never punts.
Never punting is not the game, but analytics have become the game. And that's what he does. He does analytics. So he looks at the odds and he says, well, if I punt, they score 30% of the time. If I don't punt, they score 40% of the time, but I have a chance. So I'll take that 10% odds.
I think it's so interesting to see this type of approach to football games today.
Spears
And
with the carry.
honestly, they're applying a lot of these same analytical principles in baseball. Just take a look at what Moneyball did to baseball over the last 15 or 20 years.
Yeah, baseball more personnel-based with their analytics, football more scheme-based. But if you watch any college game, from Division III through Division 1A, Division 1AA, whatever, I will guarantee you that somewhere on that sideline or up in the coach's box, there's this big binder, and it's the analytics book, and it's just filled with 40 or 50 pages for each game that based on your team, your personnel, your track record, their team, their personnel, their track record, it gives you every situation down in distance with this much time on the clock in this quarter. Should you go for it? Should you punt? Should you go for 2? Should you go for 1? All those types of things based on data.
Ball's loose and it's recovered. Do you find yourself, now you're coaching at the collegiate level at Princeton, is this the discussion now? Is this something they're embracing even at the collegiate level?
Yeah, it's a data-driven game. The more data, the better. You know, it's no longer a game where you're going to watch film and say, well, I think that kid's pretty good, and I think they want to do this in this situation. You're going to line up and you're going to say, hey, on 3rd and 10, they did this 45% of the time, and of that, 80% of the time they did this. So we're going to do this, this, and that, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
It's become very scientific. Even the way players prepare. I remember in my last few years of playing in college, it was all about nutrition. Your nutrition all of a sudden went from, hey guys, make sure you're eating a lot of protein, to you need to have exactly this amount of this and this amount of that. Sleep, the sleep science has become huge. The way practices are scheduled and run now are totally different. It used to be a very slow-paced kind of thing, where if we didn't run a play correctly, we're going to line up and we're going to run it again until we get it correctly. As right through the hands there over the middle, that's a nice ball. Got to catch that one. And now it's more a case in a lot of places where we're going to line up and run it, and we're going to practice fast because we want to play fast. So if we mess up a play, we'll watch it on film and we'll correct it later, but we're lining up for the next play.
Makes sense. It certainly makes sense, Bob. And since practices have changed, do you find coaches pushing back on the no hitting in practice, or
yes,
or is this something that's starting to be accepted?
It's been accepted for a long time. I mean, the NFL hasn't hit in practice for probably 15 years. It's in the college level and the high school level. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation, because you have players. Nice return there, reversing field. You have players who aren't professionals, who don't really know how to tackle, how to do this, how to execute things full speed. It's easy to execute something full speed when you're not wearing pads. And then when somebody's lined up to punch you in the mouth, things get a little different pretty quickly.
Absolutely, and at the high school level, there's still so much teaching taking place. You're right about how to tackle and how to run the different schemes. So I feel for the situations that they're in, and at the same time looking to protect their players. So.
Absolutely. New possession here. Barnegat has the ball.
We'll get to an interview with our sideline reporter, Emily, in just a few minutes. In just a few minutes.
Hunt on the carry. That's enough for a 40.
Something else you start to see a lot more in football now. Look at the formation Barnegat's in with the wing there on the right side. That has sort of replaced the traditional fullback role. You'll take more of an H-back type, which is basically a tight end who's not quite tall enough to be a tight end, or maybe a fullback who runs a little too well to be a true fullback, sort of a hybrid type guy. You'll see some teams take a really athletic quarterback who has a big body and move him to that position. It's really replaced the fullback in a lot of these spread offenses.
On the carry. Sonics with the tackle.
Second down and
Third down.
Actually, third
For Barnegat.
and about
Jackson 39.
7. Take a look at the replay on that one. Our camera 3 operator today on the field doing a great job, Austin Mitrione.
Incomplete.
Incomplete pass. That's going to bring up
4th and 6 for Barnegat.
Not a lot of success throwing the ball deep for the Bengals in this game. It's really worked out perfectly for the Lions. They're betting on that. They're playing this zero coverage, sometimes cover 1, you know, man free, and saying, listen, we're going to bet that you can't complete the ball deep and outside. And so far it's worked perfectly.
You know, here's a good decision here by the Bengals to pin the Lions deep in their own end zone, or in their own field, considering they've been having a problem creating yards and getting first downs. Oh, this one's going to end up.
Oh, nicely done. Beautiful punt. The rule in high school and college is it doesn't matter where the player is. It just matters where the ball is. So even though the player was in the end zone, because the ball never crossed the goal line, it's downed on the 1-yard line.
That's a huge play on special
That's
teams.
enormous.
Right there. And we can actually toss it to our sideline reporter, Emily Sabasis. Emily, who do you have for us? Alrighty. So we'll get back to her in a minute.
Heavy set by the Lions. They'll just try and sneak it, get themselves a few yards. Really not much you can do in this situation. Barnegat was backed up earlier. They were on the 7. But the difference between being on your own 7 and your own 1.
Scary on the 1.
It's a lot more than a 6-yard difference.
I think the Lions are going to be happy to just get this, give themselves a little room here, and if they have to punt, at least have the space to do it.
Some teams prefer to throw the ball in this situation, believe it or not, because you're going to get a defense that is playing so aggressively and so downhill that you have a chance at hitting a quick pass, a slant, if now, to fade, and breaking a tackle one-on-one, going for a long way.
Got back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's see what the Lions decide to do here with 3rd and 7.
I think you got to throw the ball. They almost got a punt blocked in this game already. If you punt it from here, even if you give yourself a little room, they're still going to be starting a possession on your side of the 50.
Looks like a 3 wide receiver set.
Nice call. Get him out of the pocket.
A little short, had a man open. Take a look at the replay here.
I like the call.
Yeah, so do I.
Bootleg, get him out of the pocket, get him away from the danger of the pass rush. Just not great execution completing the ball.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough throw as a lefty rolling out to his left. And we'll have a change of possession and just to play.
To receive for Barnegat.
Liberty punter in a precarious position, but he gets it off.
That's a good kick from back there. Got to rally and make the tackle.
And a pretty solid tackle there from the Lions. This will take a quick look at the replay. There he is, tackled. While we have a minute, let's toss it to our sideline reporter, Emily Spaces. Emily, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with 2 of my junior pals from the Red Zone. Angela.
Nick.
All right, so what's your guys' favorite part of Battle of the Class this week and homecoming?
All the colors around the school.
I like all the competitions between the classes.
All right, and what are you most looking forward to this year for homecoming?
Dancing.
Meeting them with my friends. Pretty rad.
All right, thank you. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks, Emily. Some pretty aggressive blocking in that one.
Yeah, they are starting to wear them down up front. You can see as this game goes on, that defensive line, which has been the strength of this Jackson Liberty team, getting worn down by the tempo of Barnegat.
Second
And of course, as
3.
soon as I say it, they make a tackle for a loss.
Naturally. Second and 3 is going to probably go to now a 2nd and 6 since they lost a few on that.
There's some beef up front for the Lions. That's a
3rd and
defensive
6,
line
I
that can really
apologize.
do some damage. You do worry when you have a lot of size on the interior, though. Are they going to be able to hold up against a team like this who goes so fast?
And they are continuing to run an up-tempo here.
Liberty going to try and sub.
Barnegat, first down. First down, Barnegat, Jackson Liberty 23-yard line. Bartovic with the carry.
14-0 here in the 3rd quarter.
Gain 4 on the play. 2nd and 6, Barnegat.
Here's a quick replay of that one.
That's Dylan Muratovic for Barnegat. He's going to throw it here, threads the needle down the sideline. What a pass. Barnegat, you found your quarterback.
That is one heck of a throw, Bob.
The lefty sending it deep down the sideline. And you know what? If you're Jim Sharples and you're the Lions, you'll take that. You've been daring them to throw the ball deep all game. That's your game plan. Listen, those guys practice too. We have a saying in college, those guys are on scholarship too. Sometimes they make nice plays.
And those are 2 people that executed there.
Yeah.
The quarterback throws a perfect ball, and the receiver with a fingertip grab.
Yeah. Nothing you can do about that.
Just to have, there's no defending a.
Nope.
There's
that
no
was good
defending
coverage. That was Gannon Weich, I think, over on the coverage. That was good coverage. Just a better ball and a better catch.
And Barnegat now up 21-0 here with 3 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter.
Liberty's going to need some points on this possession. Make no mistake about it, Barnegat won that possession there sheerly via field position. Backed them up on the 1 with the punt, started the next possession inside the plus 40-yard line. Liberty, if they don't get points at the very least, needs to flip this field position.
Haven't had good field position all quarter.
A nice return would do wonders here.
Back deep for the Lions.
Ready for the kick. Bob, of course, talking to us later about this facet of the game being one of the most dangerous. What makes it the most dangerous part of the game?
The full speed collisions. You look at most plays in football and you're starting up, lined up 6 inches away from somebody, 5 yards away from somebody. When you're looking at a kickoff return, you are legitimately getting a 40-yard head start before you hit someone. And so a lot of leagues have gone to a more touchback-oriented style of kickoff.
You know, there's actually been some pushback from fans because of how exciting, potentially exciting, kickoffs and punts can be. But, you know, safety,
That's a
big
good
issue
ball.
here. Oh, that's dropped in.
That's a nice ball. Katron has missed on a few tonight, but he hit on that one. And he hit big. That's a huge momentum and field position change for this Lions team.
That's Joe DeVito on the grab here. Pulls it down and tackled there by number 10, Chesley Elijah.
They're going back to him, and receiver slipped and fell. That's unfortunate.
Feet get tangled up there. They won't get a call on that one, but
I always found, you know, the school of thought usually is you want to give a quarterback a couple of short throws to build some confidence early. I always like to throw it deep. You know, even though you might not get the completion, even though it's a low percentage success rate on the play, I always wanted to throw it deep early. I just felt like it put me in a good rhythm to be able to drop back and uncork one. as opposed to trying to thread it in. Sometimes you get into the bad habit of aiming it when you're working on a short pass. So hopefully this puts Katron into a pretty good rhythm.
On the tackle.
Like Danny Lignelli on the run there.
Gain a yard on the play. 3rd and 9 for the Lions.
Katron from the shotgun. 3rd and 8. Oh, jumps the route there. Nearly intercepted.
Well, you know what the next play is going to be. You got to go bubble and go. Bubble pass has become such a big option in football of all levels. It's a quick way of getting your athletes in space. But when the defense starts jumping it like that, fake the bubble, send it deep.
You know, I kind of always liked throwing early as well because of the psychological approach to it that, hey, guess what? We're not afraid to throw deep. You're going to have to defend the whole field.
Yeah.
You're not just going to defend 15 yards.
Oh, that's not good.
That's going to get picked.
Pass was intercepted on the screen and taken all the way back for a touchdown. Barnegat snatching the momentum back from Jackson Liberty.
Sean Morris with the pick 6 there.
That's not a good feeling.
And the Bengals are going to go ahead 27-0 on the interception.
Just a little jailbreak screen there. You run the receiver right back along the line of scrimmage. Let the lineman release upfield, and that was read beautifully by Morris. He saw that and jumped on it right away. That's great film study, it's great preparation, and it's executing what you were coached on in a big-time moment.
Absolutely, and we've got a minute for an interview here as we've got a timeout. So let's check in with Emily, our sideline reporter. Emily.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Allie Kofinas, one of the junior homecoming court nominations. So what's your favorite part about the classes in homecoming week?
I just like the school spirit and like watching everybody like dress up for like each different day of the week, and it's fun because I get to put like a face makeup on and all of that. So it's so much fun.
How does it feel to be nominated for homecoming court this year?
It's like a first in a lifetime kind of thing. It's fun. It's very surprising I actually got it. I wasn't expecting anything like that, so I'm excited and a little nervous at the same time, but if I don't win this year, I always got next year.
Well, good luck to you. We'll see you at the dance tomorrow, and I'm going to throw it back to you guys in the booth.
Oh, and that extra point gets botched. And Barnegat up 27-0 here after the interception. And we just had some word in here from the powers that be. Jackson Memorial, our sister school, down 8-7. Down 8-7 right now in the 3rd quarter. The Southern Regional will try and keep an eye on that score for you as well.
That's a high school football score if I've ever seen one. 8-7.
There's been a lot of, even the Jackson Liberty Jackson Memorial game. I think you came to that earlier in the year.
Yep.
Pretty low-scoring game there. They didn't score until very late in the game. Been quite a few of those these days.
I'm just trying to do the math in my head. How do you get to 8 points? Was it 2 field goals and a safety? Was it touchdown, missed extra point and a safety?
Could have been a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, did somebody get style points? Like, I guess it had to be a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but you just never know in high school. It was. We're getting word now. Touchdown and 2-point conversion, but man, 8-7's a wacky score.
That definitely is. And, we'll see how that one holds up as time goes on. 1:09 left here in the 3rd quarter. Breaks a few tackles. And brought down DeVito. The Lions are going to take over. 1st and 10 on. Call it the 19-yard line. Thanks, Mr. Wendelek.
I tell you what, I like this DeVito kid. He's got a little shake to him. He can move a bit, some good open field speed. Hasn't really gotten to shown it off too much yet, except on that fade down the sideline. But this kid's going to be a good player.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things in a conversation that we had pregame with the coaching staff. Definitely an up-and-comer to keep an eye on.
Lions are throwing it. That's through the hands of the intended receiver, Bosco. Tell you what, this harkens back some memories. Skinny little receiver wearing number 5 for the Lions when I was playing here. That was a kid by the name of Matt Castronova. Who was a skinny little kid wearing number 5 for the Lions. Now getting some playing time at the Division I level up at Monmouth University.
There you go, good for him. Sure, he's bulked up a little since then.
A little bit. Oh, nice hit.
Pass is complete to Joe DeVito.
DeVito delivering some punishment even with the frail frame.
DeVito lays some wood there.
It's a nice ball, nice catch, nice first down. Got to take those. Those have to be gimmies. If they're going to play soft coverage into the boundary, you have to be able to make that completion.
Still not too late to pick away a bit here. As we said earlier, a score here in this series an imperative.
Good play call defensively by Barnegat. Brought an edge blitz off the boundary side there, and the Lions just came up one short. You can see big 67 there pulling for the kick out, but that left them no one for the overhang linebacker.
Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 for Lions.
They're going to let the quarter run out here, talk things over, as Liberty will head into the 4th quarter, trailing by 4 scores.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Barnegat 27, Jackson Liberty 0.
And as you can hear, the score of the game has not hampered the celebratory mood of the crowd here at Liberty's homecoming. There's the band again after that excellent halftime show.
Tough to appreciate a good band enough until you go somewhere where there isn't a good band. I tell you what, I miss this Jackson Liberty band.
I'll tell you what, the Liberty marching band this year has been cleaning up in competitions.
Good for them.
Currently ranked the #1 band in the state. They've won 2 or 3 state awards so far, and only about halfway through band season. So have an invite to be a live band at the Thanksgiving Day Parade in Philadelphia this year. They'll be broadcasting their performance on live television. So, you know, Mr. Katona and the marching band certainly representing Jackson Liberty in a way that makes us all proud.
They've always been fantastic. Really gives it that great high school football feel, you know?
Absolutely.
2nd and 9 for Lions.
Shovel pass inside, stop for no gain. And that's, believe it or not, players notice that. You notice when you're at a game and the band's not there. Like, that hits you. It really used to hit us. That ball actually came loose for a second, but the Lions recovered. When we would be at, there were always a handful of road games that the band couldn't make it to for whatever reason. And it wasn't the same. It was different.
I think the band definitely able to do something that helps create an atmosphere of enthusiasm.
There's just something about scoring a touchdown and having the fight song play as this ball again through the receiver's hands. That's 3 or 4 times that the ball has gone right through the receiver's hands on an under route.
That's Katron.
You got a feel for Katron right now. He's battling out there. He's been a warrior tonight, taking some hits and not getting a ton of help.
And the Liberty Lions in some pretty bad field position, gonna being forced to punt here. Can't afford to get behind by a 5th score.
You can see
just
it
11
starting
minutes
to shrink,
left.
right? You can see that field position just little by little starting to creep back on the Lions and creep up for the Bengals. And that's how it happens. Just little by little. It's a funny game like that. I mean, look at the score. If you were to just watch this game and not knowing what the score was, it doesn't look like a 27-0 game.
No,
but
not
it
at
just
all.
happens little by little.
Take over. First down, Barnegat.
And the band playing so hard right now that the press box is shaking.
Rocking the house. Love it.
Gotta love the percussion section there because we were getting percussed. Camera operators got a little nervous there. Thought we were having an earthquake, but I assured them that everything's okay. There's no 6.1 magnitude quake. It's just the Jackson Liberty Marching Band.
The bleachers are practically brand new, guys. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
And
Third
we've
and
got
short
third
coming
down
up.
and short.
This is a big play right here.
What do you think, Ron?
It's so tough to get back into that high school state of mind. I'm looking at this from a college perspective and thinking, you got to
Third
throw.
and four is a throw. Absolutely, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Three wide receiver set. Lots of room.
Too high safety look. Liberty thinks it's going to be pass.
I kind of smell up. And a
Timeout by the Lions.
Lions. Jackson Liberty's going to call a timeout here. So Bob, this will give us a minute here to catch up on exactly what's going on with you. What are we doing these days?
Working way too many hours for way too little money, but so is everybody else in America.
Isn't that the truth?
So, no, it's been good. It's been good. Just graduated back in May. Landed a job working with Princeton football, and we're right in the middle of our season right now. We play Georgetown tomorrow at home. Coming off a tough loss a week ago to Columbia, a much improved Columbia team. Beat us right at the very end. So we're 2-1, heading into Georgetown, getting ready for some conference play.
Now, how do you describe the atmosphere in a college stadium versus a high school stadium?
In some ways very similar, in some ways very different. The passion, very similar, but obviously the size is just different. We went down to Lynchburg, Virginia while I was still playing at Monmouth and played Liberty University. And they packed it with about 25,000 people, and it was just different. They knew everything about you going into the game. I mean, I was a fourth string quarterback, and they knew everything about me, everything I'd ever tweeted, talking to you from the stands. So in those sorts of ways, it's very different. But the passion, the pageantry, all of that remains very much the same, and it's a ton of fun.
I think, honestly, that as high school students move into college, there's an excitement of being away from home and bonding to that college that you go to, that really football ends up being the mechanism that really solidifies a school like that.
Absolutely. And that's why, as this one is down at the 29, I'm not sure if we're ready to send it to an interview here or not, but as we are ready, so we're going to send it down in just a minute to the sideline. So send it down to Emily on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with a couple of students from Jackson Liberty and a Liberty alumni.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? I'm Thomas Moskal. I'm a senior. Gus. I graduated last year. Have any other questions? Well, we're out in this football game right now. We're losing, but you gotta.
Okay, what's your favorite part of being back here for homecoming?
seeing my friends from home, definitely, for sure.
What's your favorite part about being here for homecoming?
All right, for me, since my senior year, I can't wait to dance and have fun at homecoming. It's gonna be my favorite part of the senior year, bro. I want to make so many memories. And have fun. So, like, we're here with Jackson Liberty's former quarterback, right here, Derek H. Right here, Rowan, big Rowan guy. How are you? Former quarterback last year. Okay, we got to end this interview. Have a great night.
All right, thanks, guys. Back to you in the booth.
It's always entertaining when the folks we're interviewing decide to take over an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of Liberty seniors there. Katron trying to connect on the outside. Incomplete.
That's been his best ball tonight.
Gannon White.
Throwing the ball deep is where he's clearly felt the most comfortable, been the most accurate, and had the most success. Completed the big one down the sideline to DeVito earlier.
That was actually broken up by Chesney Elijah, having himself a fine day on defense here.
You hate to rely on a deep ball as a staple of your offense.
Flags on the play.
Lions coming up on a 3rd and 9.
Offside on the Bengals.
And an offsides call. Trap that. The 3rd and about, looks like 4. Katron, quick pass complete.
Katron's pass is complete to Joe DeVito. And that's the play.
DeVito's a good player. He's made some plays tonight. And here he is again on the connection with Katron. Katron gets some zip on the ball sometimes, man. I know he's missed a few throws tonight, but boy, when he lays into it, he can sling that thing.
DeVito really making a big difference here in the second half. And the Liberty 1st and 10 from the 44. This just in. 3 minutes left to play. Jackson Memorial up 10-8 over Southern right now. 3 minutes left to play. And another complete pass. Looks like a 2nd and 5. A long 5.
Long 5. Very
It's a long 5.
it's about 7. That's how
Looks
long
more
a
like
5
7,
is.
yeah.
Oh, that Jackson Liberty education, man.
There are 4 of us up here in the booth, and the only one that saw that one right was Mr. Wendelak. Katron back for the pass again. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
DeVito back in the game for the Lions. Have to think the ball's going his way in this situation. He's been the hot hand tonight. Nice find. That is so difficult. Rolling out to your opposite side. He's a lefty, rolling out to his right, throwing back across your body like that. That is so difficult. Like to see him get 2 hands on the ball there as he's scrambling out, but nice job by Bosco too. Settle in a hole, help your quarterback out, and that's a big first down for the Lions.
Also, you know, the importance of running a route that gets you the first down. How often we see somebody run a route that's a yard short, you say to yourself,
oh, it's
why?
the worst. It's the worst. And that's savvy receiver play. You know, that's knowing that, yes, I'm supposed to run this route at 8 yards, but the first down's at 9. Or in this case, a long 5.
Bosco again on the grab there.
What do we call this area? Short 5?
Bring up a 2nd and 2.
2nd and a short 5 right here.
Some good blocking downfield by number 16, Rashad Jennings Tillery. Quarterback rolls out.
Nice play. Kid can improvise. That's for sure. Katron has looked the most, and this is what you kind of expect from a young quarterback, but he's looked the most comfortable when he's out of the pocket, so he only has to see half the field, and when he's throwing the ball deep because it's a rhythm play. It's 1, 2, 3, let it go. And that's what you expect from a young quarterback, and that's where he's been good tonight.
Definitely been a little more comfortable outside the pocket when he's on the move. 6:25 left to play in the game. Liberty moving the football pretty well here. A little trick play there.
Nicely designed. It's just tough to make that throw with a guy bearing down on you, especially when you're a receiver who's not used to throwing with a guy in your face like that.
Chaquel Spears a little short on that. That ball's going to land short.
2nd and 10 for the Lions.
See if they go back to the air here. Lions have had good success throwing the ball on this drive. Blitz coming off the right edge, and that's a smart play. Get it out quickly.
Oh.
Katron's pass is complete to Jennings Tillery.
Little shake and bake from Jennings Tillery is right. Makes the first 2 guys miss. So you'll see, you didn't think he was going to get much out of this play. Makes 1 miss. And picks up the first down. Some fine camera work there from Austin Mitrione, staying in it till the end. Thanks, Austin.
Jennings Tillery, only a junior. Good speed on the outside. The Lions have some weapons on the outside, and some young weapons.
Katron rolling left.
Run
it. Green, he's going to run that one out of bounds. Pick-up of about 2. Big fan of the pump fake there in that situation, Bob?
You got to be. You got to be. It's the old pump and dump, pump and run is what my offensive coordinator in college used to call it. And here's the thing. Even if you're over the line, the defense doesn't know that. You know, they're scrambling around just like you are. And so just that little sleight of hand, keep them off balance, that can be a real weapon.
All right, hey, listen, we're going to take a second here. Send it off to our sideline reporter. Emily, who do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with one of our Jackson Liberty teenagers, cheerleaders, and a new addition. What's your name?
Ella.
And how old are you?
9.
All right, so what's it like to be cheering at a high school football game?
10-8.
Cool.
What's your favorite part about it?
I don't know, cheering. Cheering, yes.
All right, and what's your favorite part about cheering at the homecoming game with all these little girls?
That you get to be a good role model for them and they can look up to you, so it's a good experience for all of us.
Thank you. Are you looking forward to cheering when you get to high school?
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you. We're going to send it back to you in the booth.
Hey, thanks. That was a fun one right there. I loved her answer there. You looking to cheer in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah.
JTV loves the kids.
That's it. Or as Abby Vallister would probably say, meh. 5:45 left to play here, Bob. 2nd and 9. Barnegat defense surrendering the underpasses.
And they're going to let that happen. You know, 27-point lead. Let him catch the ball in front of you. As long as it doesn't go over your head. You know, the clock's your friend in this situation, not the friend of the Jackson Liberty Lions.
Another completed pass. This one's to number 44, Mike Bain on the grab. 5'9", 185-pound sophomore. Have Bain in class. I'll be sure to say hi to him about this on Tuesday morning.
Nice little pat on the back.
Yeah.
Tuesday morning. No class Monday?
The kids have Monday off. The teachers have in-service all day.
Wow.
Lots of excitement for me, Bob.
Must be nice.
I'll spend the day in meetings. It's not such a great Katron. Oh,
Nice
flag.
play. Oh.
Oh. That was a pretty good pass for on the run in trouble there.
I'd
Shane
imagine this is
Simonson
going to
not
be
able to.
probably going to be a holding
Jimmy
call.
Salentano not able to bring that in. It was a flag on the play though.
Katron's been really impressive outside the pocket today. You've got an illegal motion. Not sure why they didn't blow that dead at the start on an illegal motion.
Also, this just in, minute and 15 seconds left to play at Memorial. Memorial up 10-8. They have possession. It's 1st and 10. Game should pretty much be over.
High school football, man, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
.446 left here. Katron on the move.
There it is again.
He's got an open man.
Nice play. I tell you what, these young receivers for Liberty.
Jake Bosco.
They've got some playmakers on the outside. Bosco, DeVito, Jennings, Tiller. They have some guys who can make things happen. Just got to get them the ball. Like to see Katron keep two hands on that ball outside the pocket. But he is clearly more comfortable right now at this stage in his development being outside the pocket than he is in it. Now that'll come, and he's looked good throwing the ball deep tonight. But when he gets out of the pocket, he can make things happen.
Katron only a sophomore, too. And hey, we've got Emily ready with another sideline interview. Let's take it with Emily. Emily, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with two Jackson Liberty sophomores.
What?
That's Olivia.
I'm Bill Hill.
All right, what's your favorite part of the whole homecoming experience?
I don't know yet, but I'll find out tomorrow.
It's a very happy part of the school year. Everyone's so excited just for that, and it makes everyone just more pleasant.
Oh, what is your favorite part about filming for a JTV game? See, we got one of our JTV reps right here, Olivia over here.
It hurts, but I like the pain.
Don't you just love the excitement of the football game and getting to learn about all this high-tech stuff? That's what you really love, right?
That's what I meant.
What an incredible answer. All right, we're going to toss it back up to you guys.
Thanks, Emily. I just realized how much I enjoy that red hat you're wearing. Did you do mug Santa Claus to get that hat or what?
I'll tell you
All
what,
right.
for one thing I've noticed in these interviews, I remember a lot more buzz cuts when I was in high school. There's a lot more product in the hair now.
You know what? I think Noble has rubbed off on a lot of these students as Noble keeps a 5-pound jar of that gel in his drawer. So
Liberty lining up for the onside. That's a good attempt, but recovered by the Bengals.
it's a good hands team, pulls it in for the Bengals.
Just one more bounce. You know, that you want that high second bounce.
How
So
often
close.
is that practiced at the collegiate level?
So kickers are an interesting conundrum. They're kind of off on their own for a lot of practice. So they practice it on their own. You practice it before the game, getting the hands team out there. But it's not something that a tremendous amount of time is put into from a team perspective. The actual onside kick itself, you put a ton of time into special teams, obviously. But kickers will work on it individually.
That makes sense. And the Bengals, number 26 on the carry. That's Charlie Cotton. Had himself a good day.
Liberty gearing up for the run. Expect Barnegat to try and milk this clock all the way down. Not entirely sure how many timeouts the Lions have left. No, they used at least one in this game, in this half, I should say. The statistics prove you're better off using those timeouts on defense than you are saving them for offense. You save a tremendous amount more time when you use them on defense than you do when you use them on offense. Now, obviously, it hamstrings you a little bit play calling wise, because you have to get the ball to the sidelines, you have to pick up first downs to stop the clock. You can't utilize the middle of the field as much when you're back on offense, but you're going to have more time to do it.
Yeah, that time certainly becomes a critical element. That clock management, always a big issue. As the Bengals 3rd and 8, Liberty looking to make a stand here. Bengals with only 2 wide receivers set.
Surprised to see Barnegat not milking this clock down a little more.
And they're going to pick up the first down.
It's a nice tackle on the edge, but just a little too late. As Cotton already across the 40-yard line there, which was the first down marker.
Liberty tacklers there all in pursuit. That's going to give Barnegat 1st and 10.
Setting an edge in the run
38.
game is so important. You don't want to allow the runner to get outside. Force him inside. Let your teammates rally and make the play. Barnegat wing to the right. Inside zone again. And that's too much to give up on first down. In this sort of situation, when you know they're running the ball, Coach Sharple's not going to be happy with that. It's been a good effort tonight by the front 7 for Liberty, and it's a front 7 again, like most of this team, with youth, with a lot of potential, but just not quite there in their development.
Well, youth is a good thing because there's nothing like having somebody back for another year or 2. As long as progress is made, he explodes through the middle. That was number 5, Caleb Schaefer. And he's going to pick up a first down as the chains move yet again with just a 1.5 minutes left to play. Final score report just in here. Jackson Memorial beating Southern Regional 10-8.
That's a good win.
That's a good W, absolutely.
It's a good win.
I'm gonna do the math on how they touchdown and field goal. They had 8, so how'd they get to 10?
Oh, they trailed. They trailed 8-7.
Oh, they trailed
so,
7.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That's why I don't teach math, Bob.
Barnegat will take the kneel down, and they're just going to run this clock out, get out of here with a W.
You know, the score doesn't really tell the whole tale here. This was a good game to watch, well-played game on both sides. Both defenses, I thought, had pretty solid performances tonight. And Liberty's offense showing some promise for the future there late in the game.
Mm-hmm. And so often, that's just the type of game this is. It's the type of sport it is. You know, you play at the high school level, 60 plays a game, say, and really 2 or 3 of those plays is going to determine who wins and who loses. And unfortunately for Liberty, they came out on the short end of those 2 or 3 plays tonight. But it was a good effort. They showed some flashes. Katron, when he got out of the pocket, looked really good tonight. The receivers looked good. I've liked that defensive line ever since their first game of the year. I think they've got some real promise with the youth on this team. Unfortunately, didn't pick up the win on homecoming this year, which of course you always like to see, but things are looking good heading into the future.
Absolutely, and you know what? A fun night for everyone that came here. Bob, I want to thank you for coming and spending the night with us. It was great catching up, getting a chance to spend another night in the booth with you, and wish you best of luck this weekend in your game this weekend.
Thank you. Anytime. Good to be back. Great place to be. You and Mr. Noble do a tremendous job. I can't even begin to tell you how much more prepared I was for the broadcasting aspect in college as compared to some other kids. So it's a great program you guys run here, and I'm glad to have been a part of it.
Appreciate that, Bob. It's as always a pleasure to see you and spend some time with you. Listen, it's time for us to go. Happy homecoming. Liberty comes out on the short one, this one here, 27-7, but we will catch you next time. I'm Harry Ferrone.
I'm Bob Davies.
And thanks for tuning in to JTV's Game of the Week. See you next time.